Can you hear my computer fan?
Yes. So, hello everyone. Thank you all for joining us tonight. So, here we are. Danny Say So and See the Superior here to discuss the very, very well received Manacled by Senlinyu. This is, in case you don't know, this is a fan fiction. It's not like a standalone published work. It's a fan fiction. It's available free online to read. I even went so far as to link it below. So if you're interested in reading it, it will be available for not too much longer for you to read for free. We'll get into it in a little bit. But say hello, Danny. How are you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. Hello, guys. It's me, Danny Say So on Instagram. Just call me Danny. Happy to be here. I'm not fully caught up on there yet, but I'm almost done. And so I decided to join you so we can, talk some shit.
All right.
Glad to be here.
All right. So she is breezing through this story. Let me tell you, she's devouring it like I don't know what. We love to see it. I've recently finished it. I finished the whole novel as of yesterday. So I'm happy to talk about like everything that we've read so far mutually. And I'll keep, mum's the word on the rest of the stuff. But just to get into our topic that's on our thumbnail today. Hold on, we got a comment here. Hi, Elvis. Thank you so much for stopping by. Better looking co-host than Beck. What? Oh, then Jack. Oh, Jack swears he's the Beyonce, though. Hi, hey Steve, thanks for watching. So this is a little book review. We're doing a little book discussion, virtual book club this evening. Again, this is about Manacled. So let's just get straight into it. The author, Senlinyu, she was unpublished again because the website that she posted this fan fiction on, because it's a fan fiction, a Harry Potter fan fiction, is called Archive of Their Own, AO3. But she recently announced, as of 4 days ago, that she has been signed to a publishing company. So she's going to be releasing her first official public work, and it is a reworking of her fan fiction, of the Manacled fan fiction. So here it is. She titled it as Alchemized, and apparently it's posted as a standalone dark fantasy set in a can't even speak, war torn world of necromancy and alchemy, with an enemy to lovers romance that is by turns. I can't read. I'm drinking this evening, in case you can't tell. with an enemies to lovers romance that is by turns tender, toxic, and all consuming. Now, with her post, she has the caption as I'm thrilled to announce my debut novel, Alchemized. She lists the publishing companies, and she's posting more updates in her newsletter on her website. Now, with that being said, when there are several authors who started off as fan fiction authors who reworked their fan fiction into publicized work. So we have 50 Shades of Grey. That was originally a Twilight fan fiction. We have City of Bones, Immortal Instruments. That was really originally a Harry Potter fan fiction. So it's all been done before. So, but the fact that we're seeing it in the works is really cool to me. But apparently, once it becomes published, or shortly before in 2025, they will be removing the whole of the free version from the website. What do you think about that?
I'll be done before they do that. So I'm fine. What I do want to know, are they going to remove it from YouTube? Because as you know, they do have the audiobook version as well, and that's how I've been going through it. I would never
Mhm.
have had time to read it on my own. Are they going to pull it from YouTube?
So it is my understanding that with books that have a publishing company, they have, the copyright. So there is a good chance that it's going to be copyright stricken, and removed from YouTube. I'd say there's a very good chance. With that being said, there is still the wild wild west of the YouTubes, right?
Once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah, at least there's going to be a couple that may still survive the purge, but I think there's definitely going to be a purge of these audiobooks that are available for free online. Next, if we, I'll try to remember to post the link
Mhm.
sometime. Maybe if I get a chance, I'll edit the video and add the link to the audiobook if you're interested in reading it and watching. Um,
Yes. My
but
son
yeah,
said he needs to start writing some fan fiction. Yes, yes, you do, Steve. Right, get on that. What would be like, what would be your monster, you would
oh
say?
yes. Please give us some inspiration. Low key, me and Danny have been toying with the idea of creating a monster romance. So tell us your favorite. What monster do you want to bang, Steve? Let us know. What's the most bangable monster? Two beautiful queens that you got. Thank you so much, Elvis. Thanks for watching. We appreciate all of the compliments. We love it. We love it. We thrive off of it. But um I think it's interesting that we get to see, like, it's one thing to hear about an author that's already kind of established, that's already kind of already gone the publishing route, but there's something a little extra special about seeing a fan fiction author kind of gotta get their shine and get their money, because there's so many people reading this fan fiction and she's not seeing a coin of it, not a penny, right? Because it's not her original work. So I'm very I'm happy that she's now going to start to be able to profit from all of the hard work she put in. That's number one. But to dive more into the book proper, right? On our last virtual book club review, myself and our other co-host Stephanie O, we got into the discussion of who loved who more, Hermione or Draco, right? And I was very much on the Draco loved Hermione more, and Stephanie O was on Harry. I'm on Hermione loving Draco more. So where do you stand here, Danny? Who do you think loved who more?
All right, so as far as I stand right now, because before, remember, I was saying, and this was only what, 10 chapters ago, I was like, I
Mhm.
felt like they were equal, right? It
Mhm.
only took me 10 chapters to say, no, Draco most definitely loves her more. Most definitely
Thank
loves her
you.
more. She is so quick to put the order before everything, which is crazy because none of them value her. And
Yes.
can we talk spoilers? Like, is that
Yes.
okay?
This is spoiler review.
Harry, first of all, we talk for hours about how much I hate Harry in this book, but from
Yes.
him taking her on that mission to save Ron and without a partner or anything like that, knowing that it was a trap and everything,
Hmm.
and he didn't care if she would have died there. And she had to use dark curses, which he hates, to save Ron, the person that you went out on the mission for.
Hmm.
So when they got back, he ended up getting mad at her and blaming her. Well, you should have got Ron out sooner, or and all of that, and oh, how could you use dark magic and all of that, and she would have died.
Them
She would have died.
self-righteous ass
And she was
Gryffindors.
like, she actually called him out. She was like, you would have rather me died than to complete the mission. You're yelling at me for saving Ron.
Hmm.
Now you're yelling at me for saving him with dark magic, and you
Hmm.
wouldn't have cared if I died.
Hmm.
And none of them would. Every minute they call her a bitch.
Yes, they did.
Every other chapter, she's a bitch. She's horrible. She's all of these things when she's like single handedly carrying this war on her
Thank
back.
you. Thank you.
But
Not
all the
only being,
same, huh?
yeah, not only carrying the war because she is, kind of like the consort of Draco Malfoy, who's a little turncoat. He's their mole and the inside man, but she's literally the best healer that they have in the order. She's
Yes.
in the trenches at the hospital, patching folks up so they can go back into war, and they aren't really celebrating her contributions to their efforts, which are very big. Like, yes, they don't know the fact that she is has been kind of gifted to Draco.
Hmm.
But with that aside, they don't even have to know that because she's literally healing everybody with the power of her. She's the best healer they have. So they should at least appreciate her contributions for that fact alone. But they belittle everything that she does, and it's like, is it because she's a woman? Is it because she's a woman?
I don't I don't think it's because she's a woman.
What do you think?
They just only value what's in their immediate bubble. Like
Mm,
Harry has Ron and he has Ginny. And
mhm.
he has his idea of the future, having a family after all of this and just kind of going back to normal. His best friend, his girl, and that's it. I don't
Yeah.
think it's the fact that like she's a woman or anything like that, but it's the fact that the whole order thinks that, oh, we're getting the upper hand and we're winning and we're getting all these tips. All the tips came from Draco to
Yes.
Hermione. And
Yes.
she literally has to sit there and listen to them. And they're so, what's the word? Like they just like good will triumph over evil and all that stuff. And she's the only one that's like realistic. Like I want to win. I want to win, and I don't care how we win. And she was like, my soul is like a very small price to pay for taking out Voldemort before he wipes out all the Muggles in the world and then kills
She
everybody that I love.
she is doing
And
God's work and becoming, and no one's giving a damn. That's the worst part of it. But hey, girly niche, thank you so much for your donation. We appreciate you. Um,
it checks. I have on a white tee and some black shorts.
let's see here. Can I see?
It's a
Oh
white
yeah,
tee.
believe me, ain't nothing much going on over here. It's just a little two-piece set.
I got a white tee and some black motorcycle shorts.
Here we go, Steven. Oh my God, a bangable monster. Y'all put me on the spot. I'd say Lady Vampire is always, oh, he's a vampire. Oh, great. There's enough of
Yes,
you guys.
I
Gross.
love a vampire. Yes, I
Gross.
do.
Boo. Boo.
I
I
love
see
a
you guys at the
vampire.
blood bank. Okay, so
Draco
Draco
gets with
gets with
Hermione.
Hermione. What about the nerdy guy, Neville? What? He didn't
Neville
get
isn't
any.
even in it, is he?
I don't even remember hearing about a Neville. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't think he's in it at all. He does not make a cameo appearance in Manacled, as far as I'm aware. But
That's
to bring it
dirty.
back to the debate on who loved who more, as far as Draco or Hermione, if you all follow me on TikTok, named C Superior on TikTok, I posted a clip from our last show that went pretty viral. We got over 10,000 views, several comments. So I highlighted a couple comments. This is what the overall consensus is. So I'm going to just highlight a few of them here. So, according to the question was, who loved who more, Hermione or Draco? And this person, Marla Singer, says her Patrona changed. I always thought that she loved him more because she could love more. And I thought that was a good point because Hermione comes from, even though she had to wipe her parents' memory, she comes from a loving home. She knows what love is. She has her friends, at least not so much currently, but she knows the feeling of being loved, at least at one time. So she's familiar with that feeling. Draco is less familiar with that feeling. So I thought that was a good point. We got another
It's hard for
comment.
me to feel like she knows what love is because she has no love for herself. So
Ah,
that was another reason why I was like, she can't possibly love Draco like that.
but I feel like it's the trauma of the war that caused her. I think it's just the PTSD from the war because Hermione in the books, and Hermione, as we know her past to be, was surrounded by love, right? Both of her parents together, good home. They loved her. They loved her so much that they allowed her to go to Hogwarts to embrace the fact that she is a witch and she needed to learn these things. I feel like she had the love of Harry and Ron. She had the love of her extended family, if you will, of the Weasleys, because they embraced her and Harry as if they were their own children. So I feel like she definitely had love. But in the book Manacled, I feel like what she feels is heavy PTSD, maybe even CPTSD, excuse me, from the war and having to constantly be just seeing all of that destruction and seeing all of that and having to be the one to heal it. I think that's what did it. But let's see. We got another comment here that says Draco did. If it came down to saving people or saving the other, Hermione would try to do both. Draco would choose Hermione in a heartbeat. And that was my point from the last time. If Hermione had to choose between the Order and Draco, She going to order. She's going to order before Draco, hands down. She'll regret, like she'll feel pain because of it, but she's not choosing Draco over the order. Draco would
No.
choose Hermione over anything and everybody, which is why I felt like he loved her more. But we do have some more comments here. I cannot quantify their love for each other in Manacled. I feel that they loved each other equally, but expressed it differently. I thought that was really interesting. We got two more comments that I wanted to highlight. I think they just loved each other so differently. Draco's love manifested more intensely, while Hermione's is more reserved because of her time and it cut off. But that was a great point from Kay on TikTok. And our final comment from here on TikTok is not saying Hermione loved him lesser, but I think Draco loves her more because of the runes he'd gotten. It powers and fuels what he feels for her. And I thought that was
That's a
really
good point.
interesting. Yeah, that is a
That is a good
great
point.
point because he did have all of those rooms that I think one of them was um to I think it was to finish things to the end or something like it's something along the lines of him doing things until completion or something like that. So even
Mm-hmm.
his love for her, he has to do it until she feels it too, goddamn, until she feels the same amount of love he feels for her. So he is in it. But that was interesting. But yeah, final consensus for me is the same as it was last time. I feel like Draco loves her more than she loves him. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
I don't quite understand her. And I feel like she was like that before the war because she kept going on about how nobody wanted to be her friend. She always felt lonely. Harry allowed me to be his friend.
Mm-hmm,
And it was just like she always from then on she valued feeling like needed and like wanted and all that like she didn't feel like she was worthy, so that's why I was like she didn't really know love and she
mm-hmm,
didn't love herself, which is why she's so quick to sacrifice herself for literally everyone in the order
mm-hmm.
and just put herself at the bottom of the totem pole even though she's the most valuable person there.
But
I
compared
don't
to
know.
Draco, though, Draco who like Draco comes from a family, and I wanted to talk about this as well. I don't know if we should talk about it now. And I don't. It's been a minute since I've read the Harry Potter books proper, right? The actual, core books. But his mother Narcissa and his father Lucius, right? They have a
Mhm.
very certain. They have a look to them. I uploaded a picture of his mother here since I knew that we were going to talk about them today, or talk about her at least. Now, the Malfoy family are known for one thing, right? Well, besides, one physical attribute, and it's that damn white ass hair, right? Which makes me think, are Lucius and Narcissa related? Is this some incest going on here? Is this some attempt to keep the blood pure? Because I never seen nobody else in the Harry Potter world with this bright ass white ass hair like this outside of the Malfoy family. And the fact
Now
that
you're
they're
just trying to make your own spin-off.
But
Let's
listen,
not go
no, the
there.
fact that they're so obsessed with the pure bloodedness, it rings like true to like, royalty and how they
Mhm.
used to inbreed themselves to keep things pure. Look,
Ooh, you got a point
I'm
there.
telling you, I'm
No.
telling you, they Narcissa and Lucius are brother and sister. You heard it here first, at least first cousins. Because look, she got a little bit of brown, but that white is peeking through. That's that Malfoy blood that she got. She is a cousin, first cousin, Lucius Malfoy, and I feel like they did that in order to keep the bloodline pure, like they used to do back in the day.
I
Because
can't. I can't go against that. No. Oh, you're ruining everything for me.
I knew I this is the theory. We love coming up with theories on this show. So yeah, I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing. And I
I
don't think
hope
it
it's
was
not a thing.
discussed in the book. It's been a while since I read it, but I can see it being a thing. And
We
plus they're
gotta
part of the Sacred
reach out
28.
to J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, we're gonna give her send her a letter. Hey, they related. But speaking of Narcissa, um, let's touch on Draco's relationship with his mother, because it was revealed in earlier chapters that the Dark Lord, Voldemort, he tortured Draco's mother pretty much to death, in order to kind of bring Malfoy to a heel, right? So with Malfoy not really feeling the love of, honestly, it's hard. Okay, I don't know if they talk about this in the chapters that you want to. I don't want to say just yet. but they kind of in Manacled, it's kind of hinted at that Narcissa and Lucius loved each other more than they loved anybody, right? Even Draco. So he did have love for his mother, but it makes me wonder, did she have as much love for him as he did for her? And when we find out that the whole reason behind Draco originally wanting to kind of get his revenge against the Dark Lord is because of what Voldemort did to his mother. What did you think about that when you read that scene?
I it's hard to know from the fan fiction like how she felt about him because all they would talk about is like her getting tortured. If I had to go from the movie, I would
Mm-hmm.
absolutely say that she loved Draco more than she loved Lucius because of
Mm-hmm.
everything that he put the family through.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but what?
I'm still stuck on the inbreeding.
Listen, there's some validity
I
behind this. You
I
cannot
can't.
deny the logic.
I'm so upset. I'm trying to think of all the reasons of why that would not be a thing. Like, why do they have white hair?
They're inbred. They're so obsessed with pure bloodedness. You know that's what they're into. They're into wealth and they're into the fact that they are pure blooded witches and wizards, the Malfoys. And in order to keep that pure bloodedness, they kept it in the family, evidenced by the white streak in Narcissus' hair. Because nobody else, maybe, oh wait, maybe Luna, she had that white hair. But
She
I don't think
did.
it's all that common. And the fact that she had the white streak and the brown on the top.
Steve said they always said there was inbreeding in the Malfoys back in the day when the movies ended. When did you see that?
Okay.
When did you see that? No, 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 no. Send me the deets. Send me the receipts.
Right. Oh,
I
that's
don't
true.
believe you.
Stephen be lying. We need receipts, Stephen. We
Exactly.
not,
I need some receipts. I will not believe that 1 second that they were inbreeding. I won't. I refuse.
but that also
I didn't
makes
even
sense
like them
because,
like that, but it's fine.
and keep in mind, in Manacled, they kept saying how Lucius is a little off. He's a little crazy. And it could be due in part to the generations of inbreeding.
Or because he lost the love of his life
Listen, I'm
and
just
he's
saying,
like
it could be
war
either one.
stricken.
It could be either
Oh my
one. That's all I'm gonna
God.
say. Telling you all
Stop keep
what
throwing like
they,
illogical points under your theory. No,
the evidence
no.
is piling up here, so you can't deny it. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Oh
Um,
my God.
but yeah, I thought that was interesting. I did like the fact that we got to see some outside motivation for Draco because oftentimes when you read like romance novels, there is a lack of motivation outside of, oh, I'm just doing it, I'm just so in love with you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact
Mm-hmm.
that these characters are more layered and it gives it a more authentic feel. It gives them, it just makes it as an overall better read when there's some outside motivations beyond just, oh, I'm just so in love with you, right? Hold on, we got another comment.
Malfoy
Malfoy incest, yeah,
incest. The
hashtag Malfoy incest.
disrespect. The disrespect.
Um, but as I mentioned earlier in the show, I have completed the book. Danny's still making her way through. But what are your, overall thoughts? This is your first time on the show talking about the book, so let's just get a little bit of thoughts of yours about the book.
Um, it is a bit of a slow burn.
Hmm. I like
Which
that.
you like the slow burn?
I love a slow burn. I cannot stand that insta love bullshit. Tease me. Let me build. I need the desire to build over time.
For like 50 chapters though?
Yes. Yes. That's all foreplay. Okay. I need 50 chapters of foreplay before we get to the good stuff.
I like the teetering around and whatever the case, but eventually you just gotta like gotta get in there. Pause. Um, other than that, I find it kind of crazy that this even picked up so much traction as it did. because from two stories that are already so well known. I would have
Mhm.
thought like because I already know what happened. Well, actually, I didn't even finish Hand. Did you ever see Handmaid's Tale?
I've never even watched it. I'll do you better. I never even watched it. I've heard of it though. I know what it's about.
I didn't finish it.
Okay.
So we're about close, but I watched so much of it. So to be able to mix those in, I really didn't think that I was gonna like it as much as I did, but I just got hooked. I'm like kind of ashamed that I do like that kind of like dom dom
uh-huh.
sub
Uh-huh.
kind of
Uh-huh.
love story because he's so toxic, and it's like his behaviors are things that if someone were to do that to you in real life, you would be terrified. But
Yes.
you read it
Uh-huh.
in a book and you're like, yes, give it
Yeah,
to me.
uh-huh. It's the
So
extra
sad.
protective layer of it being a fiction that makes it sexy. If this was real life, you'll be like, oh no, this is kind of like, obsessive and creepy. But in a book, yeah, I'm
As
into
I'm
it.
like going along, he'll like do things, and I'm like, okay, if someone were to like actually do that to me, how would I respond in this situation? And every single time, I just don't understand how they're even together. So I don't know. I don't know, but I'm gonna finish. I
Okay.
promise. Give me like a few more days.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna finish it so that we can really talk to it in full because there's like questions that I want to ask, like about his father coming back, because that's where I am now. They're
Okay.
calling his father back, and they did a pretty good job of like giving you an idea of how crazy he actually is, and that when
Mm-hmm.
he comes back, that the shit's just gonna hit the fan. And
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of wanted to ask you about that, but I don't want you to tell me anything, and I can already tell from your face that it's about to get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And time is like very much against them at this point because he's not at this point, like they're like, we just want you to spend time with Malfoy.
Yeah.
Like we have such and such here to be a healer for you. We just need you to keep him in check. And so they're spending all this time together freely. And now he's like, well, my father's coming back. I don't know when I'm going to be able to hang out with you. Now
Mm-hmm.
Voldemort knows that we have a traitor in our midst. And now he's, pulling rank to try
Yeah.
and see who it is.
Mm-hmm.
The order is down to Harry and Ron fighting the
Right.
whole world
And
on
it's
their
dwindling
own,
funds. It's dwindling funds, man.
dwindling funds and everything. And really, I don't even understand why they have Harry as the leader anyway. Like, it's just because of who he is, but he really
Yeah.
doesn't contribute shit
No.
to the order.
No. It's
And all
nothing
he
that.
does is cry about, oh, woe is me. Like, if we can't win for good, then what does it matter if Dumbledore did this? First of all, Dumbledore was shit.
Ha! What?
Dumbledore, Dumbledore was not a hero. Let's just go there. Dumbledore was not a hero. This man did whatever he wanted to do, and
Uh-huh.
he was willing to sacrifice a child for the greater good. The child, i.e.,
Dumbledore
Harry.
is the most
So,
powerful wizard since
but the
Who Knows
Elder Wand,
Wins. Huh?
the corrupted Elder Wand itself, this man was holding on to it,
Uh-huh.
was willing to sacrifice a child just to get rid of Voldemort. And they were like, why didn't he just get rid of him himself?
He
with
couldn't, man. He
everything
couldn't.
that he knew. With everything that he knew. He could have
We
got rid of
will not
Voldemort.
be slandering the name of the deceased, ma'am.
He had to
God
fight
rest
for
his
his life
soul.
for 8 books.
Look, we will not be doing that to Dumbledore. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not on my watch. Not on
And
this
that's his
Ravenclaw's
hero.
watch.
He was better off idolizing Snape, the
Snape,
most
old dirty
realistic
dingy ass, who
person.
was trying to sleep with his mama. That's he could have been his daddy, old nasty Snape.
Excuse me.
Uh, but no, like I feel like
What?
to bring it back to Harry being incompetent. I 100% agree. There
He is.
wasn't anything placed that would make sense for him to be the leader, other than the fact that he's a boy who lived and he has like this telepathic connection to the Dark Lord. But that's not really covered this that much in the book. And it's not really, he hasn't really shown himself to be like this extravagant duelist who can, take on the
Hmm.
world. He's not that great at spells. He's just
No.
like fucking average. Excuse my French.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he feels that he his decisions are the right decisions and anyone else who has an opinion otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about is so ridiculous. And Ron is no better. He becomes like I feel like
No.
he I feel like he notices it more after he was rescued because he gets turned into a werewolf, like he
Werewolf.
gets bitten, right?
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. So, but either way, it's too little, too late. It's too long. She was dealing with the bullshit, and but yeah, it's a lot going on in this book. Hold on, we gotta hold on. Speaking of speak
Speak
that
that
truth,
truth.
Danny
Speak that
Dumbledore.
truth. Dumbledore is a villain.
Dumbledore is an angel
Villain.
among us. Let's see.
Angel. Lucifer was an angel too. You know.
What I what's this IR was about making a troll into a hero. He lived under the stairs. He's a troll. Harry.
And
Yes,
let's
he
talk about
is.
how Neville could have been the boy who lived. Did
Yeah,
you ever hear
Neville,
that
justice for
theory?
Neville.
You
Yeah,
heard
he
that theory?
yeah, they there was very similar. Their stories were very similar. It could have been about him.
And I
And
think he got the better pick with Luna, to be perfectly honest.
oh yeah, Luna's a bad egg. She's a little wacky, but
Over
she's a
Ginny?
bad. Huh?
Over Ginny? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No disrespect to Jenny Weasley, but you know. But anyway, that's the show. That's our discussion about the chapters we've read so far. Join us when we finally finish this ongoing series of the review of Manacled, and let us know if there's any books that you would like us to check out and discuss. One last comment before we head out of here. Luna's the baddie. I'm a write some Luna
Some Luna
fanfic.
fanfic. Well, no, well, get on the vampire fanfic first, please, and thank you.
Boo, boo, boo. Good night. See you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.